Hello, my name is John, and today we'll be reading If Congress is Serious About Getting Rid of IRS, It Must Pass Big Bang Tax Reform. This is an editorial in Investor's Business Daily posted July 25th, 2017. Taxes. Many of the ideas that emerge from Washington are stale, unimaginative, and unworkable. Not so the latest pitch from a group of conservative congressional Republicans. Eliminate the IRS. This goes beyond some kind of political revenge fantasy. It's time to consider the damage that the IRS does both to America's freedoms as individuals and the costs it imposes on the economy as a whole, argue the 151 members of the Republican Study Group, an in-house conservative think tank, in their newest budget proposal. The proposal, an alternative to the House Budget Committee's official 2018 budget, comes as part of a much broader tax reform plan that would leave taxes flatter and fairer for both corporations and individuals than is currently the case. At its worst, the IRS has shown a capacity for outright corruption and political targeting. The group's budget released late last week argued. Under the Obama administration, the IRS illegally targeted conservatives. It has channeled millions of taxpayer dollars away from taxpayer assistance for employee bonuses. It has allowed taxpayer information to be compromised in a data breach. The IRS has even intentionally leaked confidential taxpayer information. This is a blatant breach of trust. The American taxpayer deserves better. Indeed, but even many conservatives concede that getting rid of the IRS would be difficult, if not impossible. So how would the RSG accomplish its goal? It would move tax collection duties to new, smaller, and more accountable departments within the Treasury Department. There would be a tax unit for businesses, one for individuals and families, and another for dispute resolution. Again, this is not just about going after the IRS, but when the Nonpartisan Tax Foundation estimates that in 2016 alone, total U.S. tax compliance costs were nearly $409 billion. It's pretty clear that something has gone awry with our tax code and how we collect our taxes. That can also be seen in a study by the National Taxpayers Union, using a slightly different methodology. For 2016, that group estimates that based on the most current public estimates, the value of the time, 6.1 billion hours plus out-of-pocket costs expended annually on complying with the individual and corporate tax code amounts to an economic loss of $234.4 billion. Real tax reform will strengthen economic growth and benefit all Americans. Now is the time. In short, our current system imposes major costs in both time and money while often punishing people randomly for non-compliance in a tax code that now runs to more than 74,000 pages. Knowing this, it becomes clear that to either abolish or shrink the IRS will require tax reform itself. The RSG would accomplish this by letting the tax code sunset in 2021 and then replace it with a much simpler system that would include just three simple rates of 12%, 25%, and 33%, or better, a flat tax. They would get rid of the death tax but also eliminate most itemized deductions, the kind that now clutter up our tax forms. These deductions, which only about 30% of taxpayers use, require legions of IRS agents. The IRS now has roughly 80,000 employees to administer. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky proposal by a group of extremists. Of the 240 Republicans in the House, 151 are members of the RSG, so there's a good chance that some of its proposals will end up in a tax reform package, as LifeZette noted this week. Prominent Republicans in the Senate, including Senators Ted Cruz and Rand Paul, support the idea of radical simplification. Eliminating the IRS isn't some kind of bureaucratic punishment, but a necessity to reclaim our economic vitality. But it can't be done in isolation. It will require deep, broad-based tax reform. Time is running out. Congress should stop kicking the can down the road and pass a sweeping, big-bang tax reform that will make taxes much flatter and fairer, and also get rid of the costly and oppressive IRS behemoth, while they still have the political clout in Congress to do so. This video is a production of the School of the White Crane. My name is John Brooker, and you can reach me through commentary on this video or through my email listed here. Please share this video with family and friends and on social media. May God richly bless you.